Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Games Cage. Today and only today we are here to talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ. That's right, the future, the present, what's going now, what's happening, bro. Can you listen? I need a second to talk about this. This game in 1 month is about to be 3 years old. What the fuck? Where did the time go? How is 2018 3 years ago, but also feels like it was just yesterday, but also feels like it was, I don't know, bro. Fucking time is an enigma right now. But yeah, holy shit, Dragon Ball FighterZ is about to hit its 3-year anniversary. You know what? I thought this would be a good time to talk about current state of the game, character predictions, what I think is coming up next with the future, and all that jazz. So let's get right into it. So let's start with the current state of the game. I honestly think right now the game is in a fairly healthy state, right? Obviously this year, due to the pandemic and stuff, it's been difficult to host a lot of big tournaments. There have been a few online tournaments and stuff, but it hasn't been like the same, obviously. And hopefully next year we can get back into the groove of things. But either way, there's still been some good matches, and it's still a game I consistently see people talk about. And obviously I'm in the Dragon Ball circle, but the fact that I still see a lot of YouTubers making videos about it, I still see Twitter clips of matches, I still see a lot of streams going on with a lot of the big Dragon Ball content creators. So I think the game is just in a healthy state. The game's still selling super well. It's just it's a valued game, man. That game is just it's so fun, it's so beautiful. There's so much content in it now, and the mechanics and stuff are fun enough that people are jumping back in. Obviously anything can be improved, they can refine mechanics, stuff like that, but I really think the current state of the game is in a great spot. You know, the fan base isn't complaining much about anything. It just feels like there's good energy around Dragon Ball FighterZ, which makes me very, very fucking happy. Now, obviously, Season 3 has been rolling out this year, and it's definitely been a slower year, but we've still got some bangers. Obviously, we start off with kind of what I think were the remaining two biggest characters, which would be Super Kefla, what's it called? Not Super Kefla. Yeah, Super Saiyan Kefla, and of course, we got fucking UI Goku, who was god tier. I fucking adore him to this day. He's like one of my favorite characters. Obviously, he's got a lot of people complain about how like overpowered he is and stuff, but he's just a fun character. He's UI Goku. If he's not overpowered, what the fuck is the point? And then we got Master Roshi, and Master Roshi was definitely for me the most disappointing. Now obviously I wasn't expecting Master Roshi to be a top tier or anything, but he definitely enters that little too weird for most people category. I've seen some people blame, but he definitely fell into a bit of that disappointing. I think especially not having a regular super dash was the biggest red flag. Why would people want to jump into a character set that's way too weird than the rest? It's just not worth it. But that gives us 2 more characters left for this pass, and man, like, this is where I can just ramp about speculation just in general, right? But I narrowed it down to a few in here. All right, so let's get right through them. First one, I just want to get this shit out the way because I don't want him and don't care about him. Raditz. All right, I know people love Raditz. I know people want to see him in this game, and again, my not liking of Raditz aside, he would have some cool moves. I guess he's got his Sundays and his fun days and all this shit. Character, again, he's a Saiyan. I think he would be fairly cool for that end. I don't think I would want to main him at all, but I still think he's a character that obviously is iconic in some ways to Dragon Ball, and I guess would technically deserve a spot. Then we got Omega Shenron, right? Omega Shenron's another one that's been speculated and rumored for a long time. It would make sense since, you know, they have GT Goku, so it makes sense to have another GT rep with Omega Shenron. He's one of the big bads of that series. He's one of the few characters that people really like, not necessarily like adore, but like he's a character that is really cool in design. He's super powerful, and I think he could lead to some really cool moveset shit. You know, he'd be a dope motherfucker. And sticking on the GT train, they could also have baby Vegeta to kind of have another Vegeta in there, because I feel like they'd find a way to shove in another Vegeta in a pass, because we haven't had one this pass, and I feel like that would be a cool way to do it. You know, you could have Vegeta's obviously style, but again, he is such a different and weird and fucked up design that I actually would think it'd be really cool if he was in there. There's also another one people speculated for a while, Hercule, right? Mr. Satan, as they like to call him. He would be really cool. Everyone jokes around about him having a jetpack, but here's my thing. I honestly think by this point they're not gonna do that, because they didn't do it for Master Roshi, which obviously Master Roshi doesn't necessarily need a jetpack. He's got his weird bounces, but it's just the idea of like, I think they really like to stick to the source material when it comes to Dragon Ball FighterZ specifically, so I feel like that definitely hurts Mr. Satan's chances of getting in there. Again, maybe they could do something weird and wacky with it, but again, he's a character people really love. He could be kind of the joke character of the game, and he'd just be really funny, and he'd have so many interactions with characters just because of who he is and people making fun of him and all that stuff. Of course, another one is Oob, right? Oob is another character that I wouldn't say is a fan favorite, but is a character people want to be a fan favorite because of the end of Z and because of his brief time in GT and you know, some stuff recently. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but of course Oob, a very beloved character within the depth of the Dragon Ball fandom, right? He's not like the biggest in terms of sales numbers and all this stuff, but he's a character people really like, and I really do hope he gets some kind of shine in this game. It would be really cool to have him playable in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I feel like the thing about him is I feel like he'd be a very traditional character, but with some really cool attacks. I think they could do a really good job of him. Now, I don't know what they would they make him GT Oob, or would they make him like Kid Oob from fucking the end of Z? I don't know, bro, but either way, Oob, I want him in, bro. Get him in there. And then we got Pycon. Pycon's a character, again, I wouldn't be the biggest fan of, but he's a character people really enjoy, and I think he could fit in there. You know, he's got those matches with Goku in the tournament up in heaven, bro, and those are some good matches. And he's a character, you know, he's not like a joke character, but he's kind of the character that's like, I feel like he's always like the 3-star summon in all the mobile games and stuff like that, but he's still a cool dude. And Bulma Mech, bro. Bulma Mech or Chi-Chi. Find a way to put one of these two in there, bro. They are the Dragon Ball girls, aside from Videl and Kefla. Those two are the other two icons, bro. You can make it old school Chi-Chi, you know, who's fighting and doing all the crazy shit, or you make it modern Chi-Chi, who's all crazy, or you can do Bulma Mech, and I would love Bulma Mech, bro. Please, we need, bro, it's a mech as Bulma. What else do you want, bro? But yeah, that's kind of it for my speculation of what the last two characters could be and what could be beyond if we get into that. I don't know why I said if we get into that. We're definitely getting into that, because right now my next prediction for the future of Dragon Ball FighterZ is a next-gen version, right now we just got the PS5, Xbox Series X. I'm rocking my PS5. The game definitely loads quicker, not clicker. The game loads quicker. You can definitely tell that, because there'll be moments where I'm loaded into a match and it says please wait because the opponent is like still on the loading screen, which is really cool. But again, I think this game would definitely benefit from a big next-gen patch. Now, Arc System has a history of doing this, right? Because they have a history of having like Guilty Gear Exard Rev, right? Which is like the big expansion to Guilty Gear, and they repackage it in there, right? Or they did it recently with Blaze Blue Cross Tag 2.0. You know, Arc System does this with their games, right? Well, they'll take everything that's in the base game, put it in a new packaging, and then sell another pass to incentivize people to still pay and be in there, right? I think when it comes to Dragon Ball FighterZ, I don't think this is a traditional Bandai game where they could just make a sequel and make you rebuy all the same characters and stuff. Like, that would be really weird. And it's a game, like, again, this game is something people are so invested in. People have learned so much of it. It doesn't feel like it's dying at all, right? So I feel like they should just, don't dip the fan base. Now, obviously, I don't mind if they add stuff like some new mechanics and again revamp some of the systems in there, but I think the core of it can stick around. And I don't think, again, like, it would be really weird right now if we went back to the base and then they resold the Super Gogeta and fucking UI Goku and all these characters, and it's like I wouldn't be so surprised. It's Dragon Ball, we'll buy it again. But it's more the idea of like, can they change enough to justify that, or can they just make it so that, listen, let's finally repackage this game. Let's call it Super Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? Make it a next-gen version, you know, update the texture and stuff, make the game look even somehow prettier, which I think they can do and would do. I'm not saying something crazy like change the engine to the Guilty Gear engine. Maybe that would be a future, a new game of it down the line, but it's like, for now, you know what I mean? Just keep it Super Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? You add all the content in there, all the costumes and everything. Let's drop the stupid loot box thing in the shop, bro. By this point, just let people buy the costumes for the characters they like, because there's enough characters in the game that people do like that they'd be willing to spend the money on, and just make it so it's all there. Maybe finally add a map or two, because we literally only got one DLC map through the entire almost 3-year run of this game. I would like the Tournament of Power map, or a few, or the Broly, like the ice area map, stuff like that. Like, just make it so that everything's in there, and then you can start hyping up a season 4. Again, keep this game's hype rolling, bro. Next gen is here. People are excited. People want more of this game, and people love it. And just give us more. All right, that's my big speculation, and I hope maybe, here's my thing. January is usually the end of the big Dragon Ball Cup, whatever they call it, the big fighters tournament. And obviously this year, I don't know what's going on fully with it because of what's going on, but usually that's what happens. Now, my prediction is that it's going to be like they announce the final 2 characters, and then they announce, hey, we're dropping a new retail version of the game in a month or so where it has everything, and then they announce a new season. I think that would be really dope. That would cause a lot of hype and keep the hype rolling throughout next gen. We don't live in the same time anymore, man. When it comes to multiplayer games, developers don't want you to play the next game for a multiplayer game. They want you to be in that ecosystem forever, and they just keep updating and adding stuff in so that that fan base can grow and continue to thrive, bro. We do not need arbitrary sequels just to sell something when you can just keep people in and they'll be willing to spend if the content is there. And please, by the way, add costumes. I will do anything, bro. Please let us get costumes for these games. I'm begging you, please. Bandai, Arxis, whatever. I know you don't do it, but fucking do it, please. Yeah, that's kind of my fucking thoughts and all that stuff on this. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see in a next gen version, if you think there even will be one, or if it's just gonna be, hey, there is a chance we just get these 2 characters and they're like, thank you for supporting this, and this whole time servers will stay up, peace out, right? I hope that's not the case, but it's possible. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe for more, and let me know if you want to see me talk about more Giant Ball stuff. It's one of my passions, and it's something I'd like to include more. So thank you all for watching. I love you. Peace the fuck out.